So welcome back, and moving right along in this series, we are concentrating on our Libra Risings. So please see the previous video. I'm not going to go into the charts, the zodiacs, or anything like that. So that way to save some time and also to save myself from repeating the same lesson learned. So I'll make sure to do that in the beginning of these so that way they can move along quicker. So again, where I'm concentrating right now, this cannot be stressed enough right now, just so that everybody knows, and something that's affecting everybody is that Uranus is in Taurus. It's at the 29th degree. As of the 26th, that's going to move into Gemini. Uranus is a planet of rebellion. So things that have been for like the past, what is this, since 2018? So for the past 8 years are wrapping up. Like for instance, for Libra risings, your eighth house. So this is wrapping up your eighth house. And that is, Jude, I don't even want to know what happened to you guys for the past 8 years. You may have suffered loss. You may have taken up new hobbies. You may have done things like that. But the thing that's affecting all of us is this is wrapping up. And as of the 26th, it's going to be moving on. That will move into your ninth house of philosophy and higher learning. So whatever themes are wrapping up now, Gemini. So that being the ninth house of philosophy and higher learning, being your Gemini house, is amazing. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you are doing career changes or doing furthering education. Gemini is very much an inquisitive, searching for knowledge kind of sign. For instance, I am a Virgo rising. But I have a stellium in Gemini, so the fact that I sit here and try and do educational type videos and stuff is not shocking. It's that thing because I'm constantly searching for more and more info. That's just, I do it in every aspect. If there's something I don't know, I will look it up. So think of those types of things. So Uranus being the planet of rebellion, that's going to be some themes that you will see. So just buckle up. That's for the next couple of weeks. But as of right now, like I said, I want to concentrate on Pisces, but mostly Aries, because Aries is your seventh house, which is the house of relationships. So it's relationships, it's marriage, it's partnerships, and it's open enemies. And there we've got Chiron, the wounded healer. So that's not something that you can heal. It's something that you have to live with. The sun, which is like I'm trying to think, like if North Node is like your destiny, I would keep trying to think of the best way to do this. So it's like what you're aiming to, your core is your soul. So like what you're aiming to strive for. So like I said, for instance, mine's Gemini. So even though I'm a Virgo rising and I really very much appear that way and I feel like a Virgo rising, the more that I dive into searching for information and really into my Gemini stellium, the way that I'm completing like what makes me whole. Whereas like your North Node is like your destiny, your purpose. Whereas your sun is like what your personal destiny of wholeness is. Think of it like that. So we got Saturn there, which is the planet of karma and lessons. He is the old man. We have Mars, which is the planet of mode of operation and particularly around how do you tackle problems? What do you do? How do you do it? How do you take that apart kind of thing? And then we have the planet of Neptune, which is the planet of illusion and delusion and dreams and things of that nature. And we are about to have Mercury move over there, which is the planet of communication. And then we've got a new moon on the 16th in Aries. So we are going to have 7 planets in Aries. This is a very, very volatile time. So for our Libra risings, that's, like I said, the main focus is there. But right now, Pisces has the North Node, which goes back to your destiny, and then the moon, which is how you think. The moon represents the mother, and Saturn represents the father. So I wouldn't even be surprised if that being in your Pisces, being your 6th house, which is work and health, you're probably changing around your daily routines. You've probably been thinking about it, and now you're implementing it, especially with all that Aries energy. Aries is the youngest zodiac. I say think of Aries as a toddler. They're thinking about now, not future kind of thing. And with all the stuff in your Aries house, which is the house of relationships, that feels like a lot. It fucking feels like a lot. starting new things, shedding old. I can see all of it. I wouldn't even be surprised if some of you are going through divorce, get married, things like that, like extremes. Probably having issues with coworkers, bosses, probably having to learn to say no with Saturn there. Maybe you're getting saddled with more work and you're not able to do it, kind of thing. Think of it like that. But yeah, so that's really what I wanted to do. And this is just to see, using tarot, using astrology to see kind of what you should expect. So let's begin. Spirit team, spirit guide, my high self, as well as the divine. First and foremost, thank you very much for answering me on this. And that being said, what can our Libra risings know about what to expect, especially from Aries being in their 7th house, but also this Pisces info? What can they expect this springtime? Okay. Deception, not paying attention to, or deception. Air energy here in reverse, and then over there. So we've got 2 pages here. So pages are new beginnings, new, like if an ace is like a brand new thing, then think of this as like, think of aces as 111. If anybody knows anything about angel numbers, think of if aces are like 111 new beginnings, think of pages as like 222, the steps that you're taking in that direction. So this is insecurity over deception. With that Uranus in that 8th house, that would not shock me or surprise me here. But insecurity, creative blocks, being deception. Popping up over here is now the King of Wands, he who can't be tied down, but also could be an entrepreneur. But again, you may be finding yourself single. Temperance, Sagittarius energy, so you may want to check it out. Sagittarius for you Libras is your 3rd house of communication. So this is like a one-sided relationship. Rest, contemplation, or even maybe something that had passed away. Some of you may have even lost a spouse. Like, I'm just going to say that. I hope not. Pisces energy, clarity, overcoming clarity here over clarity is basically what it is, releasing the fear of clarity. So, or it could be that some of you are striking it out on your own and being single after being like in a relationship that was with this deception and this emotional security that like you felt you had to be and not necessarily that you want to be. So what's this about? Here you go. Queen of Pentacles upright. She is the mini empress, and then movement. So this could be about movement over being head of household, or again, just upright means marriage to me, but it could also be head of household. Meaning what? And that's Cancer energy there with the Chariot. So releasing of anxiety over not having foundation. Okay, so this is talking about leaving some. So either somebody, okay, so again, because this is a generic thing, and this wanted to open up to the 10 of Cups, which is divine love, and wanted to come out of war weariness. So I feel as though there's a bunch of single moms out there now, possibly. Some of you may have splits with this Aries energy, but since this is wrapping up in the 8th house, some of you may even be widowed. So sorry for your loss if that is indeed the case, but it's going to work out for you. But it's like needing to release the anxiety of not having a foundation. Pisces energy here in reverse. And remember, Pisces is your 6th house, which is work and health. Oh, shit. So you may have something going on with your mom, too. Maybe your mom's single. Maybe your father passed away. That's possible, too. So secrets and hidden, and then crossing over here this is Virgo energy, but in reverse could also be, as of right now, we have the South Node, which is past lives. In reversals could also be retrogrades. So this is probably telling me that, oh shit, yeah. And then this being in reverse, both of these being reversed, this is North Node, this is South Node, and they both right now are in retrograde. So the entire time that the North and South Node have been in retrograde was probably a rough period for you, definitely. Or for your mother. What's this about? Clarity over coming together. So movement being a heavy load that can't be put down. So whatever this was that happened to you was incredibly necessary to get you to the next stage. So you were to release the fear of that. Good for you. And then here we go. Being stuck is a heavy load. Being stuck and wanting to come out of war weariness. So it could even be like maybe some of you lost your jobs. Sudden awareness over that back, sudden awareness over our commitment, but also sudden awareness over marriage. Bottom of the deck is not doing healing, not transitioning. So I'm telling you, I think that some of you guys, I think a lot of you may find yourselves single and have found yourself single, repeating cycles, or ruminating the past over either. This can stand for higher institutions, marriage, things of that nature. So you may have been doing some reflecting of what your relationship looked like before, or some of you may have been in prior long-term relationships that you're also sitting here looking into, and that's how all this came together. Or your mom, devil, Capricorn over here, so chains and bonds, but toxicity. So repeating, so if some of you and being cold to a heavy load that wants to be put down, so then some of you who have found yourself single, it is due to the fact that you're in a toxic situation, and it is a repeat for you. Two of Cups, marriage. Yo, I think this is Aries energy. Nope. This is Leo energy. So Leo would be your what? 11th house? Hold up. Yeah, your 11th house. Hopes and goals. So fresh start. Hopes and goals for a fresh start. And then Tower here, Aries and Scorpio energy. Tower falling. So yeah, so like I said, this had to clear in order for you to make way for the new. Good for you. And then here we go, teamwork with Aquarius. So Pluto's in Aquarius right now. Aquarius is your one, two, your fifth house. And the fifth house is creativity and pleasure. So I'm not going to be surprised if, in Pluto's the planet of transformation, that a lot of you may even be, if you're without a partner, you may find yourself doing more creative endeavors, something to kind of not fill the void, but maybe fill the void. But also, you might be, some of you, this may not even necessarily be a relationship. Some of you may have empty nest syndrome. That's very, very, very possible. So now you're about to be joining communities and doing stuff. Maybe you're doing, what is it, paint and drinking or some shit like that, like something like that. Or maybe you're picking up something like that, something to fill the void. So that could also be some of you. This may not have anything to do with it, but maybe now you're like, hey, I have all this free time and my kids are doing stuff and things like that. Like, hey, what's up? So I do like that for you. The 16th will probably be significant, which is the new moon, and that will be in Aries. So there will be 7 planets in Aries. So that's a big deal. So expect to have a creative spark as of then. Working house. Yeah. Okay. And then being out in the cold, crossed over this hopes. So this is hope and faith and being out in the cold. So, and then delays, which is also fire energy. So if you are kind of putting some stuff together and you're like, yeah, hey, I want to do this or I don't want to do that or some shit like that. You know what? I just realized that's this Thursday. That's how fucked up I am. So yeah, so this week, just know that you're going to get struck by inspiration. Chaos competition. This is also my work card. So if you're looking at some kind of creative endeavor, don't be surprised if it ends up becoming your new career. Love this for you. This can stand for, this is Aries energy here in reverse. We don't know that we have anything necessarily in retrograde. Hold up, North Node. Nah, nothing else is in retrograde. Mercury does go into Aries here very shortly. I think about the same time as, not the same time as the moon. The moon moves quicker than Mercury, but Mercury's at the 28th degree of Pisces. So yeah. So if you've been lagging, expect to get struck by literally that new moon, which is new beginning. So it makes a lot of sense. So then it'll come to you. So don't beat yourself up if you haven't moved forward with something. It's like literally like this change needs to happen in order for that to move forward. But yeah, so like I said, so some of you may have found yourself single. Some of you may have found yourself widowed. Some of you may even have your mother living with you, or maybe she became widowed. That wouldn't shock me or surprise me either. Or again, some of you may have empty nest and you are about to have a creative endeavor that is going to end up doing amazing for you. But I love this. But please sound off and let me know if any of this, here we go, rebirth fire energy here. So self-evaluation. So take this week to do some evaluating and really figure out what's going to make you happy. That's for you. And again, this is kind of volatile with all this Aries energy. So practice grounding, practice letting things roll off your back, and don't try and lose your temper too much at people, because please know that this shit is like making for a huge powder keg. I mean, pay attention to the news. There's a reason why this stuff's like, people are like literally losing their fucking mind. So, and that's very much Saturn and Aries coded too, as far as I'm concerned. Fuck around and find out. That's like the theme. So yeah, so just be very careful, be very mindful. And even though you didn't do anything wrong or anything like that, give people grace, because at the end of the day, it's going to help you out. But yeah, sound off and let me know. And thank you for your patience and happy Monday, guys.